Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Hello and welcome back to Urban Lifestyle Cafe. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here with my co-host Alicia.
Hello.
And we're here, and we just got back from seeing the Kingsman.
Yes, we sure have.
The Golden Circle. So for those that didn't know, there was a Kingsman before that. It was pretty exciting. It blew through the box office because people didn't expect it to be as good or as exciting as other stuff that was coming out during that summer. But it was a big smash. It was interesting. It was like a funny James Bond with a young actor with some seasoned veterans to support him. But this was part two. So part one was excellent. Again, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I think we both enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoyed it. It was all right. I mean, it was good. Like you said, the first one was better when we were talking about it in the car.
No, we're talking about the first one. We're not talking about the second one.
Okay, the first one was awesome.
So she said it was awesome.
Yeah, I loved the first one.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I didn't think it was awesome. I liked it. But then we come to the Kingsman 2. So big time actor Colin Firth, great British actor, Academy Award winning actor. He was in here and he died in the first one. And he makes an appearance again. How the hell did that happen? Anyway, we started up, and the young kid, he's interesting. I think he's just a British actor. His name is Taron Egerton, or Taron, Taron. Depends on what country you come from. It could be Taron, it could be Taron, it could be sound like a black person. Yo, Taron, what up? Taron. Or whatever. So he's the lead actor on there, and he plays a really good role as a young, up-and-coming British spy operative type deal. So it starts off like someone's trying to get the Kingsmen, and the Kingsmen are these private secret agents in Britain. Right, baby?
Yep.
So we get in, he kind of fights them off. Really interesting, exciting fight scene. So one of the things that makes this interesting as well is the action is like really cool. It's really exciting. You know, you can look at it and you see the fakeness of it, but they do the slow motion so you can get to see it all. So that makes it really, really interesting. Did you like it like that, Batman?
Yeah, definitely.
So as it went on, we find that there's a secret villain. So the storylines is kind of weird, and there's a secret villain that wants to kill the Kingsman because all they know about is the Kingsman in Britain. But there's an American woman who went to Harvard that's a big-time drug dealer, a billionaire drug dealer that wants to be famous. And she was making drugs, but she wanted to kill these agents off so she can have like world domination, which was like really fucking crazy.
Yeah, she wanted to be what? The entrepreneur of the drug cartel?
Yeah, but for the world.
Yeah, for the world.
For the world. Which was crazy. It was Juliana Moore. She played a really weird lady, but Juliana Moore, she's a really good actress anyway, but she played a very, very weird psychopath. Female psychopath villain, but she played it well. She did some crazy stuff in there, but we'll get to that. So anyway, he fights off one of his schoolmates?
Yes.
One of his ex-schoolmates that were trying out to be Kingsman, but he failed and dropped out. So he turned to the other side. So as he turned to the other side, we don't know what other side that was until they're fighting and they're in the car, and the car had access to the Kingsman database, and so he hacked the car. And well, let's go back. He was fighting him in the car,
Right.
And he didn't have a freaking arm.
Yeah, I know, ain't that funny?
So the fight scene was in there. It was fantastic. He had a metal arm, and he's jumping inside the car. He's outside of the car. He's on top of the car. He's in front of the car. He was all over the place. But he pulled the guy's arm off, and the arm was left inside the car when he left.
Yep.
So, like anybody else, whatever, leave the arm right there. But the arm was controlled remotely, and the arm was able to hack into the Kingsman database to get access to all of the Kingsman agents and top officials. So with that said, they shot missiles and killed off, they thought, all the Kingsmen. And the only one was left was Tehran and, was it Mark Strong? I don't know his name. Yeah, the actor Mark Strong, the one that played his assistant or whatever that was.
Yeah.
So I forgot his name. He had a funny name too. So they had all types of different names. But so it was Mark Strong. His name was Merlin. Yeah, they called him Merlin, but Mark Strong is the actor. So it made it really, really, really interesting. So as the Kingsmen got wiped out, it was like, where do we go from there? So, did you follow the plot as we went along with that, baby, or you was kind of like, what is this all about?
I mean, I think I was following the plot. I kind of was following the plot. I mean, me, I'm like into the excitement more than anything.
So, okay, I got you. So, to Alicia, she just looking at the movie as opposed to storyline and plot line, which is, I'm okay with that, but much to be expected. But so the storyline went along that how could they find someone to help them or someone to help them rebuild? So it came to a secret area and I forgot what they call it, but they found some secret safe thing that supposedly gave them an emergency list or whatever, and all they had was a bottle of Kentucky whiskey. So,
which led them to, after they drunk the whole bottle.
So they drunk the whole bottle, So I guess they drowned their sorrow in whiskey. But
they found a hidden
image in the background.
Was like
a little symbol.
It was like distilled Kentucky or something like that.
But there was a little symbol that showed, hey, what's up with that little symbol? It's similar to our symbol. So it said, let's go to Kentucky. So they find their way to Kentucky with this whiskey refinery, and they run into the Kentucky Statesman. And the Kentucky Statesman was just like the Kingsmen, but they were Kentucky boys and country with the cowboy hats and lassos and six-shooters and all of that. So it was like really, really interesting, the fact that they found them and they had their own secret organization. Come to find out, it was what they call cousins of the Kingsmen, but they was running their own thing in America out of Kentucky. But what made it interesting in between that was they found Colin Firth, who was shot in the eye during the first one by what's his name?
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
he played a really crazy role in there.
Samuel
he played a
Jackson.
really good role in that one.
Yeah, he did.
He was a weird,
slissing lips,
crazy,
lips,
with a lisp.
Lips.
But he played it well as a brilliant criminal with a lisp. But when they shot him in the head, they was able to recover Colin Firth, and he woke up with slight amnesia, so he really didn't know who he was. But they had him trapped inside of there. But once everybody figured out what they were doing together, they was fine. So as we go through the names, so Channing Tatum was there, but it was really weird because during the previews, you thought he had a bigger role in it.
Yeah, you sure did, because the way they had the previews, it was like he gonna be fighting.
Yeah, he'll be part of all the excitement and everything. They showed him enough that you would think that he would be part of it, but no, he wasn't. So he got
Holly
pushed
Berry
aside.
had more than than he did.
So the next one is Holly Berry, and she was the technical agent, just like Mark Strong. Ginger, they called her Ginger. So everybody had these kind of crazy names, Whiskey and Champagne. But you could call me Champ. He said, well, people who know me, oh, Champagne is Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to know Jeff Bridges. And who was the other one? His name was Pedro Pascal. He was Whiskey. So Pedro Pascal, Whiskey, was a double agent. Or he was just going against everybody. And he don't necessarily have to be a double agent. But he played one of the Kentucky guy. But obviously, a person from Kentucky, growing up in Kentucky, they usually don't have a name like Pedro Pascal. But he played a great role with a good accent. So it just made it interesting. But they came together and they tried to find out who were these people that was killing the Statesman. And then come to find out she was tainting the drugs.
Yeah, with the
with some
virus.
kind of virus that will kill you. And she marketed it like she had it in her cannabis, she had it in her cocaine, she had it in her ecstasy, she had it in her heroin, she had it in like all the major illegal pharmaceuticals. So whatever drug you was on, she was able to infect them. And then she said she'll keep the world under control by saying legalize drugs, and she'll give out the antidote.
Right.
So the president, which was an asshole,
Yeah, he was
said,
like, let them all die.
let them all die. But
They're drug addicts.
So we'll fake it like we're really going to agree to it. But by time she goes through the process, we won't do anything. And he kind of like, yeah, whatever. So he was like, I don't care. Who cares? And I think his assistant, she was on some kind of drugs.
Yeah.
Because she said, I work for you 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And I
People
need
can't
something."
normally do that. I need something. He was like, get her out of here. I was like, damn. So he was pretty cold.
Yeah.
But anyway, so as you go through it, there's a little exciting parts here and there. They're trying to find the antidote. Come to find out, one of the guys with the robot arm, his ass was had a girlfriend, and she was taking the drugs in Italy, and she was asking him, "Hey, I need an antidote." So they went to this mountain area. It was beautiful. It was like up on top.
It looked like
of
the
a mountain.
Alps.
Looked like Switzerland or something like that. So it was beautiful. So they went up there and they had a couple fight scenes there.
Now the fight scenes was kind of cool though.
Yeah. So Matthew Vaughn does a really good job with his fight scenes, with cutaway slow motion stuff.
Yeah, but
So it was like pretty
them
cool.
fight scenes was like they were fast but they were like really cool.
Yeah.
Like the one in the car. It was so fast, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but it was so cool. He
So
put
the
it,
camera work was like really, really good.
yeah, it was really. I was like, now if you could use them fight scenes where you was watching the Marvel comics, I think which one we were watching? There was
That was the Iron Fist.
yeah. I'm sorry.
So we can never
That's-
get off of that.
That's like,
It's
let
just-
me
that
get
was
back
one
to
of the
reality
Worst.
again. Worst fight scenes.
Yeah. Side note: don't watch Iron Fist. Watch Defenders, but don't watch Iron Fist.
But
Anyway.
the fight scenes
In
this
really
was
cool.
awesome,
The
especially.
shooting,
Oh yeah. And then the what's that thing? The slide thing where it fell. They shot him down.
the lift. to
Oh
the,
yeah. To the ski lifts.
The ski lifts.
Yeah, that shit was cool as hell.
Yeah, that looked that looked pretty real.
He's like, the old man said that was the best shit I ever had.
So to give you an image of that, the ski lift fell to the ground and was sliding down the
Oh my
mountain.
God, that was
But at
so
the
funny.
end of the mountain, there was an old retirement home, and they were all like, "What the hell is that coming this way?"
They were all sitting
just
outside with
sitting
coats on.
And they was like, "Oh my God!"
They all was just screaming because they couldn't move.
They couldn't move. They were all in wheelchairs. They couldn't move, and they was just staring at it like, "Oh my God!" but it stopped just in time because it's a movie.
Oh, that's so funny.
But going on from that, so that process was, how do they get to Juliana Moore? How did they get to Juliana Moore? So they finally was able to kind of get to Juliana Moore.
She played a crazy woman.
Oh, she was crazy as hell.
Oh my God, she was like.
I wanted to lead it to that because there was another special character in there that I really enjoyed, and it was freaking Elton John. And he played Elton John. So she captured him. She kidnapped him because she could. She said, I can have an entertainer here. And she captured Elton John. So
he was
Elton
cussing
John was cussing his ass. He was like, get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck out of my room.
He was awesome. Oh my goodness, he was funny as hell.
So he was really funny. As a captured, he said they came to rescue me. So he was like, Wednesday, oh, Wednesday. He was like, I thought it was Saturday. He was like, what's today? Wednesday. Yeah, stupid. Bam, shivering in his head. So
she started beating him up. Oh no! And then he did the slow motion kick in the face
with his high heel boots on. Yeah.
Platform. Play with platform, baby. Oh my! That was
so,
funny.
Again, just to let you know, the movie was very entertaining. If you was looking for a sensible storyline, that's not what this was for.
No, it wasn't.
It really wasn't. So the first one, at least, what it did was it led you into, wow, this could be good. So they gave you a lot of storyline building up with Tyron or Tyron, or whatever his name is, Eggsy. So they call him on it, Gary Eggsy. So they call him Eggsy on the movie. So they gave you his background, how he, studied, and how the candidates got to be them. So the next one will probably be, how do we get more agents? How do we build back the Kingsman all back again? Yeah,
because what's the name comes to England?
Who's that? Oh, yeah, Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
So it would be interesting to see how he blends in with it, if they keep him there, or did he just show up just to get a suit?
That was funny.
Because Jeff Bridges
said,
tequila. You need to take care of that. Yeah, that was tequila. He was tequila. They had whiskey. They had champagne.
Yep. Yep, that's how it was.
But whiskey was cool because he had a whip that was like pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He was whipping the shit out of folks. Then he had like electric whip that would cut things in half.
Yeah, that was
like an electrical
whip.
That
was good.
That was like, whoa, that is what a cool ass whip. So that was pretty cool too. So they had some good weapons on there.
And then Julianne Moore, I think what's so funny about that, she was, this kind of messed up.
What's
so
that?
They put the man in the grinder.
So then they turned around. She said, great, 2 great candidates. Put him in the meat grinder. He was like,
he laughing. They were all laughing.
He was laughing, and then she had like some robot dogs, robot dogs that would actually like rip your ass apart and everything. So what they was working with, lost my train of thought. Anyway, so the one guy just started running. The one that she told was going to go into the meat grinder.
Yeah.
So he's trying to run away, and the dogs is just grabbing him and doing that. So the other guy was like, fuck that.
They told him, he said, get him.
Yep.
He said, put him in there.
So he said, if I don't, I'm going to take the same thing. So, so he grabbed him and knocked him out and put him in the meat grinder. And the meat grinder come out, and it makes burger meat or ground beef, put it that way.
Yeah.
So her crazy ass makes a hamburger.
No, remember, she told the other guys that go to the...
go across the street and get your upgrade.
Yeah, get your upgrades or get them a whatever it was.
Get your upgrade. So, or makeover.
Makeover. It was makeover.
So the makeover, so she has some robot over there, and the robot...
would grind his teeth down.
Yeah, grind his teeth down, took off his fingerprints.
Yeah,
then put a gold
lasso, ring on him
on his chest.
Right.
14 karat gold, molted gold right on his chest.
Then he came back.
And she was like,
she had a burger
waiting on his ass.
Yep,
and
which
he looked over there like, what the fuck? I gotta eat this. And she was like,
Yes. You gotta eat
And he
it.
took a bite, and she was like, "How is it?" It's delicious. What?
He swallowed that shit. He ain't chew it. He swallowed
He's
it.
like, man, I'm not tasting this man meat. But
So that's what that was just crazy right
yeah,
there.
so she was freaking insane. So
and she was on an island by herself.
no, she was in Cambodia.
Oh yeah, that's right, Cambodia.
She was
Because
in Cambodia in the middle of the jungle.
because what? Because she couldn't come back to the United States.
Yeah, she couldn't come back because her ass was crazy. And once they found out who she was, they had
Oh
this
my
whole
God.
dossier of her exploits of being crazy as fuck. And
She said, "I miss my family.
I can't go back."
I want to go back home."
So it was like really crazy. So Julianne Moore was like really good in there. She played a really good villain. But again, I mean, overall, a lot of stars on it, a lot of star characters, a lot of supporting characters, a lot of people that kind of stood out. But overall, just pretty good. It was a good, entertaining movie. If you're sitting there and saying, well, let me see a James Bond type movie with a storyline and a purpose, nah, that's not what this is. It's definitely not what it is. But entertaining. Colin Firth, he did a good role because he's just a good actor. Channing Tatum, he really didn't do much. He had some speaking parts, and he walk around with some drawers on that I know women be like, "Woo, look at Channing Tatum, woo!" So that'll be that. Holly Berry just played the smart, pretty woman that she wants to be an agent, so you'll probably see her soon as an agent.
Yes, they
Mark
definitely.
Strong played his great self as he was. Elton John played just a
Elton John was hilarious.
great, funny
Yep.
addition to the movie.
Yep.
Jeff Bridges just played the elder statesman. You know how you always remember him from the True Grit with the two brothers. And he was talking like stuff in his mouth all the time with a big beard and everything. So I always remember him from that movie when he played the lead character on there. And then it was cool to see the new guy, Pedro Pascal. I just like saying that. Pedro Pascal.
I love his name as Whiskey. He
Yeah.
was so good.
He was good in there. So he was
really
was
good.
good addition. His Eggsy girlfriend, she was lame. So we really didn't care about her. The other guy with the arm that came off who played Charlie, he was okay. I mean, he showed up and he was fine there. Nothing to stand out and go, whoa, another good character.
Yeah, it was the arms that was cool though. You know.
Yeah. Especially he was trying to shoot at him and he was blocking him with his hand.
Yeah,
and
the
everything.
arms, what they call 'em? Bionic arms.
Mm-hmm.
They were awesome. So
Yeah.
I mean, the movie did its justice by entertaining you. It really did.
So the whole purpose of this, if you do go and you want to be entertained, it's a step up from looking at a Transformer movie. Put it that way. Mm-hmm. So and a spy movie, but with more entertainment in it. So it's all about entertainment and kind of funny and just humorous in certain ways. That's what this is. It's not anything more than that. But it's entertaining enough so you can see it. So if you want to go out, hey, I've got something to see, and I want to see something kind of entertaining, but with action. When the action showed up, it was good.
Yep.
In the fight scenes,
Yep,
like they was in the
yep,
bar.
yep.
He was just beating the hell out of them with that whip in that bar, and the slow motion takes was like really cool. Sometimes they do the slow motion and it's just too much. I think they did just enough for the slow motion scenes to be like, woo, that was cool.
Yeah.
But not enough to be like, come on, man. Does every scene got to have a slow motion, blah, blah?
Right. But it was really the action scenes that were doing the most of the slow motion anyway.
Well, again, that's all you would need it for. But
right.
The thing is, they didn't do it enough.
It wasn't crazy.
Was overwhelming.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
There's some movies, they just keep doing it, and you'd be like, really, dudes? You have to slow down every goddamn thing?
Yep.
This wasn't that. It was just enough to be entertaining. So they did their thing. Pretty good. So, what do you rate it, dear?
I give it a 6.5.
So you give it a 6.5 because
it was the action. I mean, it wasn't like the storyline was all over the place.
Yeah.
Because it was like 3 or 4 different stories in one. And so, oh, well, I say 6.5 because the action was amazing. I had fun watching. I love the action part, but the storyline was like you blow up all of the agents, then you have to find. You had the secret key to go to this little to go to the safe. Then from there, I mean, it was just a little bit too much. The storyline it didn't stick to one because then the drugs was like a totally different part of it, and then that became the main story. You know what I mean?
So, storyline was fine. It was linear, so it went straight ahead. The reason why she blew them up is because she didn't want them to come after her when she started doing the drug thing. Second, there were two people that they didn't know. One, they didn't know he was at his home. And then second, they didn't go after his Merlin guy. So Merlin took care of everything that Eggsy needed. So that was fine. So he would have that to say, if case of emergency, you should have something. So that's where it went to. So the storyline was, how do you get help? So yes, you got help, which led you to the Statesman in the States. So that storyline was fine. But the whole objective was this crazy woman who sold drugs, who wanted to be acknowledged as a drug kingpin. Then the other storyline was he added a girlfriend on there. So I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
You arguing with me because you try to
not
prove a
arguing
point.
with
You try to prove a point.
But that's not an argument.
Okay, but
Because
I'm telling you,
the points of data or what you're saying, you just said it was all over the place.
that's how I seen it.
No, I got you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not. I'm just going to make sure you understand, even though what you said.
Hey, is this what I seen in the
I got
movie?
you. Just like people say, Trump is the best president we ever had. Hey, that's just their opinion. Even though they don't know what the hell they talking about. But it's just their opinion.
Oh, so is that bad? Okay, I got you.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyway, so I had it as a 6. I mean, you gave it a lot more than I would. And again, it's a 6 because I don't necessarily have to see this again.
I get you. If like you know how if it's on TNT or TBS, I'll watch it for the moment and then turn the channel. You're right.
I just won't. I'll watch the fight scenes possibly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And say, oh, this was the cool part. Oh, he's at the bar with that whip. And I'll watch it. But I'm not going to watch it to wait for that scene because it's not worth watching just to see that point. So that's why it gets a low 6 because I kind of agree when we have our reviews, it gets higher when I want to see it again. Mm-hmm. If I don't want to see it again, it's not going anything over a 7 because it's not worth it. But it's entertaining. Certain things are entertaining to see and go from that. But again, like a Transformer movie, you go just to see the robots fight. After that, there's nothing else to see.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing else. So just kind of crazy. But anyway, 6 and 6.5. If you haven't seen Kingsman, the first one, it is really worth seeing that before you see the 2. Because if you see 2 and you be like, I don't understand this, there's a reason why there's relationships that was built on 1 that brings you to 2. So it's a lot easier to kind of go back and say, oh, I get what that was. But to go from there. Anywho, any last thoughts, baby?
No, that I had a great time watching the movie.
And I had just a good time. But catch us on Urban Lifestyle Cafe or bougieblackbrother.com and download the podcast. Subscribe. Leave your comments, suggestions. And damn, why did they see this movie? A lot of them we go out before that, but there's a lot of them that we're not gonna see, and there's some that we're waiting to see. Find Black Woman and Twitter and IG.
Yeah, find BLK Woman.
BLK Woman. Yeah, don't forget.
That's on Twitter and on Instagram.
And Bougie Black Bro, Twitter, Instagram, and Coffee Women in Tech. So if you want to hear your tech talk and things about tech, follow Alicia on Coffee Women and Tech. And that's what we got for you. I'm not sure what's coming up next, but I know we got a couple at the end of I think it's the end of the month and the first couple of weeks of October. But really, the Blade Runner 2049. I'm really looking forward to seeing that because that's why I sat down and re-looked at Arrival. That was Denis Villeneuve. He's a French Canadian, but he's an amazing director. So he took on the new Blade Runner movie, and I can't wait to see that. And the way he's setting things up, and if you saw Sicario or Arrival or even Prisoners, you know the feel that he does. So we may do a quick review of his older films before we get into the actual Blade Runner. But exciting things coming up, but not as much. This is usually the Oscar season. So as you get into the fall and the winter, Oscar movies start popping up. So be prepared. So thanks for stopping by Urban Cafe at Urban Lifestyle Cafe. I keep doing it. But see you soon and stop by and leave your review. Thank you very much.
Bye.